Hello students, welcome in today's lecture. We are discussing our topic enhancement of food production, and in a previous lecture we have seen the role of the microorganism as a biocontrol agent. In today's lecture we will discuss the new point, that is the microbes role in the sewage treatment. So today's point is role of microbes in sewage treatment. Okay, then what is mean by this sewage? So sewage is the wastewater which is produced every day in towns or cities. Sewage is the wastewater which is produced every day in town as well as in cities, or in other words, which we call as a sewage is a wastewater which is found in our drainage, and that we call it as a sewage. Okay, so this sewage, which is the wastewater or which is the matter which is particularly found in our drainage, that we call as a sewage. In this sewage, if we find what is the content of that sewage, which waste matters are poured in that sewage. If we see the sewage and its waste matter, then you will find that in the sewage there will be first the municipal waste. In it there is the municipal waste, and in this municipal waste you can observe the various types of the waste matter, like it contains human excreta. It has the human excreta. It contains the household waste. It contains the animal dung. It also contains the dissolved organic matter. It also contains some pathogenic microbes like virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoan, nematodes, microfungi, which cause various types of the diseases. It also contains the waste matter from the hospital. It also contains the waste matter from the tannery. Tannery means the color काम केलं जातं, coloring केलं जातं. It's called the tanning industry. Or it also contains the waste matter from the pharmaceutical drugs. It contains the waste matter from the industry, which consists of toxic, dissolved, organic and inorganic matter. That means from the various sources, the waste matter which is produced there, which is ultimately collected, and that collected part of the waste matter is called as the sewage. So students, see here which waste matter is present in the sewage. In this sewage, majority that contain the municipal waste. नगरपालिकेचा जो कचरा आहे, वेस्ट मॅटर आहे, त्याला आपण म्युनिसिपल वेस्ट, आणि in that municipal waste you can find the various types of waste matters like the human excreta, household waste, animal dung will be there. It also contains the waste matter from the industry, which contains dissolved organic and inorganic material which are toxic one. It also contains waste from the slaughterhouses. Slaughterhouses म्हणजे कत्तलखाना जिथे animals कत्तल केले जाते, that is called as slaughterhouses. It waste matter is also there. It also contains hospital waste. It contains the waste matter from the tannery. So such a type of all the waste matters you can observe in the sewage. So the sewage has the sources which are the waste matter. So various waste waters can be poured into this sewage. Then next point that here we are going to discuss, and that is the composition of sewage. But here we have seen that the sources of the waste matter which is particularly found in the sewage. Now the next point is the composition of sewage. That means what types of the different components are present in the sewage. The important thing is that the composition of the sewage depends on which type of waste matter poured in it. Okay, so according to the type of waste matter which is present in that sewage, the composition of sewage will be there. But see here, about 99.5 99.9% water is present in the sewage. So first component of the sewage is of the water. So 99.5 to 99.9% water is there in the sewage. Okay, then next point is that 0.1 to 0.5% organic matter is there. 0.1 to 0.5% organic matter is there. Okay, and that organic matter may be in the form of suspender or soluble form. Suspender means suspended means they are floating on the water surface, or soluble means they can be soluble in that particular sewage water. So these two important components will be present in the sewage, but their percentage may be variable because it depends on which type of the waste matter added in the sewage. Okay, so next to the sources of the sewage is the composition of sewage, and after the composition of sewage we have to discuss the various types of microorganisms which are particularly found in the sewage, which causes various types of diseases in the human being, because all of you know that number of diseases are there which are mainly waterborne diseases, because in that water there are different types of microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, viruses are there which may enter with water in our body. They cause various type of diseases like cholera, typhoid, then jaundice, and some of these diseases are very infectious to the human being. So to avoid the infection of this organism into our body, we have to eat the clean water which is free from the sewage. Now we will see particularly the names of the microorganisms which are found in the sewage. So here the next point that we are going to study is the microorganisms in the sewage. Microorganisms in sewage. Okay, now the names of the microorganisms which can be found in the sewage consist of the first microorganism is called as coliforms. Second microorganism is fecal streptococci. Then anaerobic spore forming bacilli. Then organisms arise from intestinal tract. Organisms arise from intestinal tract of human being. Okay, so student, you have to remember the names of microorganisms, pathogenic microorganisms which produce the diseases in the human being, and the names of that microbes are coliforms, fecal streptococci. Streptococci is a bacteria which is present in the fecal matter of the human being, and such a fecal matter when get mixed into the water, then that is called as the fecal streptococci which will be observed in the sewage. Then anaerobic spore forming bacilli. Bacilli is again a type of bacteria which are anaerobic and they form the spore. Such a spore can be observed in the sewage, and particularly the organisms are present in the sewage which are generally originate from the intestinal tract of the human being. Again here you have to remember that when the term intestinal tract is there, you have to say that you have to remember that these are the microbes which are particularly arise from the intestine. That means they are the particularly organisms which are present in the fecal matter, because the content from the intestine of the human being ultimately goes into the rectum part, and from the rectum it is released out in the form of fecal matter. So mostly fecal matters, pathogens get mixed into the sewage. So these are the organisms which are found in the sewage. So such a type of sewage which has various type of waste matter which contain various type of pathogenic microbes cannot be directly released into the river or into the stream, because such a water is very harmful to the human being. So this sewage water can be treated by various ways, and overall there are 4 types of the treatments which are carried out on the sewage, and after that sewage that water is poured into the river or the stream, and those methods are preliminary treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment and the tertiary treatment. So we have to study the first treatment of the sewage, that is called as the preliminary treatment. So students, here when we are going to discuss the NCERT book, then you can observe that the preliminary treatment is given only in the state board. It is not discussed in the NCERT. Now here we will discuss the treatments of the sewage, and here first thing is that treatment of sewage. Okay, overall there are 4 treatments. So we will discuss first treatment, and that is called as the preliminary treatment. Okay, so while discussing the treatment, we have to focus on particular name of that treatment and which processes is carried out in that treatment. So see here, in the preliminary treatment there are 2 major treatments will be there, and those includes the screening and grit chamber. Those include the screening and grit chamber. So here you have to remember that screening and grit chamber. First, we have to know the meaning of this screening and the grit chamber. Screening means net. Okay, net सारखं जाळीदार कंटेनर तुम्हाला पाहायला मिळते, त्याच्यामध्ये सिवेजचं फिल्ट्रेशन केलं जातं, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज स्क्रीनिंग. ओके, जसे विंडोला आपल्याला मॉस्किटो नेट पाहायला मिळतं, लाईक दॅट नेट इज प्रेझेंट इन दॅट पर्टिक्युलर कंटेनर, दॅट इज कॉल्ड स्क्रीनिंग, अँड थ्रू दॅट स्क्रीनिंग कंटेनर sewage can be filtered out. The suspended solid particles, floating debris can be removed in this chamber, that is called as screening. And the second one is called as a grit chamber. Grit chamber means again it is a container in which large pebbles, large stones, bricks are there, and through which the filtration of the sewage is carried out. In the grit chamber, तुम्हाला मोठमोठे दगड पाहायला मिळतात, वाळूचे तुकडे पाहायला मिळतात, विटा जे असतात ते विटांचे बारीक तुकडे पाहायला मिळतात, यातून सिवेज आपल्याला फिल्टर केलेलं पाहायला मिळतं, that is called as a grit chamber. But here you have to remember only some important point that will write. I will write here what is actually carried out in the screening and then in the grit chamber. So here you have to remember that in this first treatment, that is the screening, which is made up of the net-like structure, in the screening suspended solid floating material, suspended solid floating material, coarse and solid particles, coarse and solid particles, along with dissolved substance, along with dissolved substance. can be removed. Can be removed. So here in the screening, that is a container, that is a chamber where the net-like structure is present throughout that container, that we call as screening. When the sewage get poured in that chamber, in that container, then during that process, what happened? The suspended means the particles which are present inside that sewage, solid floating material, the material which float on the surface of water, that is called as solid floating material. Coarse and solid particles. Coarse means airborne particles, the particles which are present from the air, that is called as coarse particle. So airborne particles are the coarse particles and the solid particle. Can you know the example of coarse particle? The dust, the pollen grain, the ash is called as the coarse particle. So coarse means airborne particle, includes pollen grain, includes the spores, includes the dust particle, and solid particle which is present in that sewage can be removed along with the dissolved substances through the process of screening. So under the screening treatment, you have to remember these points which are filtered out from the sewage. And next to screening, another chamber will be there in the preliminary treatment, and that is nothing but the grip chamber. That is called as the grip chamber. So, in this grip chamber, what happened? Here, in grip chamber, large stones and brick ballast will be there. Here, coarse particle settle down by gravity. Coarse particle settle down by gravity. So here, students, in the grid chamber, the basic arrangement of the grid chamber is that in that particular chamber there are large stones are there, pebbles are there, and there will be brick ballast means विटांचे तुकडे आपल्याला छोटे छोटे पाहायला मिळतात, छोटे छोटे दगड पाहायला मिळतात, काही मोठी दगड पाहायला मिळतात, and from that stone and from that brick ballast that sewage get poured, filtered, and after filtration of the sewage, what will be observed? The coarse particles settle down by gravity in that sewage. Whatever the coarse particle will be there, like the pollen grain, dust, spores, ash particle, that all will get settled in these large stones of the brick ballast, and that is called as the grid chamber. So the first treatment of the sewage is carried out by this process of screening and grid chamber, where all the suspended solid material as well as the coarse particle can be removed from that sewage, and such a sewage is then allowed for the secondary treatment. So in the preliminary treatment, you have to remember two techniques, screening and the grid chamber. Under the screening, you have to remember this much point, and in the grid chamber, you have to remember the structure as well as which particles settle down due to the force of gravity in the grid chamber. So these are the two important points which are included in the preliminary treatment of the sewage. Then next to preliminary treatment, the second treatment is there, and that treatment is called as the primary treatment. That is called as the primary treatment. So in this primary treatment, we have to remember the name of the tank, the name of the supernatant, and which process actually carried out in this primary treatment. So here the secondary treatment is primary treatment, which is also called as the physical treatment. which is also called as the physical treatment. So see here, what is happened here? All this primal treatment we can study here by the flow chart. And see here, in the primal treatment, the sewage, which is processed in the preliminary treatment or after the preliminary treatment, whatever contents present in that waste matter, that we call as a sewage, that sewage is allowed or is carried out in primary sedimentation tank. Allowed in primary sedimentation tank. Okay, so here in the primary treatment there is one of the tank, and name of that container is called as primary sedimentation tank. In that primary sedimentation tank, all the sewage get over which has already treatment of the preliminary treatment, or which is already processed under the preliminary treatment. Now, which processes is carried out on that sewage in this primary sedimentation tank? So in the primary sedimentation tank, about 50 to 70% solid gets settled down. Then 30 to 40% reduction of coliforms. Okay, and there will be formation of primary sludge. That means the organic matter settled down in that sewage, that is called as the primary sludge. So primary sludge means organic matter settled down in a sewage. Okay, so see here, what is the two important thing of the primary treatment? Primary treatments, two important point is that name of the tank is called as a primary sedimentation tank, and there will be formation of the primary sludge. Okay, this is the physical treatment. There is no role of any biological treatment. So physical treatment is primary treatment. Here the sewage is poured into the primary sedimentation tank. In this tank, from that sewage, about 50 to 70% solid gets settled down. 30 to 40% reduction of the pathogenic matter like coliforms will be there, and the organic matter which is present in that sewage gets settled down, and that culture or that portion of the sewage where the organic matter gets settled down is called as the primary sludge. So primary sludge, primary sedimentation tank, and primary treatment is a physical treatment. It is very important in this primary treatment process. Next to primary treatment, we have to see the secondary treatment of the sewage, and in that it is a biological treatment. So secondary treatment is nothing but the biological treatment where you can observe the role of the different microbes. So secondary treatment is secondary treatment, which is also called as biological treatment. Okay, so biological treatment means in this secondary treatment there is a role of the microbes, because the point of our topic is microbes in the sewage treatment. So actually microbes are involved there. And what happened here? Here the primary influence. What is meant by primary influence? The supernatants which are formed, or the floating water which is formed after the primary treatment is called as the supernatant or the primary effluent. So primary effluent means that sewage which is taken from the primary treatment. So this primary effluent supernatant, the liquid which is produced during the sewage treatment in the primary treatment is called as the primary effluent. So this primary effluent then transfer into the large aeration tank. It will transfer into the large aeration tank. Okay. So the sewage which is poor, which is called as primary effluent, which is formed during the primary treatment, this sewage or this primary effluent get transferred into the another tank, another container that is called as a large aeration tank. And the name of tank itself indicates aeration because in this tank there will be growth of the aerobic microbes. There will be growth of the aerobic microbes, and that growth of the aerobic microbes form the structure that is called as a mesh-like structure. So this sewage in the large aeration tank is continuously mechanically agitated. The sewage continuously मिक्सर मध्ये एखादं लिक्विड आपण घातल्यानंतर कसं ढवळलं जातं, सिवेज कंटिन्युअसली लार्ज एरेशन टँक मध्ये ढवळलं जातं आणि त्यामुळे त्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला काय पाहायला मिळते, ग्रोथ ऑफ एरोबिक मायक्रोब्स. सो देयर विल बी ग्रोथ of aerobic microbes will be there, and in that particularly growth of bacteria and fungi will be formed and it form the mesh-like structure. It form the mesh-like structure here. So here you can observe that slime and fungi. So instead of slime and fungi, you have to remember that in the large aeration tank there will be particularly growth of the bacteria and fungi will be formed, and that bacteria and fungi form the flock formation. They form the flock formation, and flock is nothing but the mesh-like structure which is produced by this bacteria and fungi, which is produced by this bacteria and the fungi. So students, see here in the large aeration tank there will be growth of the microbes, which are the aerobic microbes which are coming out from the air, and those are the bacteria and fungi. Those bacteria and fungi form the flock-like structure in this large aeration tank. This flock-like structure is nothing but the mesh-like structure. Mesh means जाळीदार स्ट्रक्चर तुम्हाला तयार झालेलं पाहायला मिळतं. ओके. So this is called as mesh-like structure which is formed due to the bacteria and fungi, and such a mesh-like structure which is combination of the bacteria and fungi, this consume major organic matter of that sewage. So this fungi and this bacteria eat major part of the organic matter which is present in that primary effluent, and due to which biochemical oxygen demand, that is BOD, of the sewage get reduced. BOD means biochemical oxygen demand of that sewage get reduced because these bacteria and fungi consume major organic matter of their primary effluent which is get treated in this large aeration tank. त्या प्रायमरी effluent मधनं मॅक्झिमम ऑर्गॅनिक मॅटर कंझ्युम केला जातो बॅक्टेरिया आणि फंगांमुळे, आणि त्यामुळे त्या सिवेज वॉटरचा बायोकेमिकल ऑक्सिजन डिमांड म्हणजेच BOD आपल्याला रिड्यूस झालेला पाहायला मिळतो. आता BOD बायोकेमिकल ऑक्सिजन डिमांड म्हणजे काय? When this fungi and bacteria consume major organic matter from that sewage, at that time they use majority of the dissolved oxygen from that sewage. Okay, maximum dissolved oxygen sewage चा ते यूज करतात त्या ऑर्गॅनिक मॅटरचं कन्झम्पशन करत असताना, त्या ऑर्गॅनिक मॅटरला डिग्रेड करत असताना, आणि त्यामुळे सायमल्टेनियसली ऑर्गॅनिक मॅटर कंझ्युम करतात जेव्हा बॅक्टेरिया आणि फंगाय त्यासाठी ते ऑक्सिजन पण रिझर्व यूज करतात वॉटरमधला, आणि एक अशी लेवल येते त्या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला ऑक्सिजनची लेवल कमी झालेली पाहायला मिळते. दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज बायोकेमिकल ऑक्सिजन डिमांड ऑफ दॅट सिवेज गेट रिड्यूस. Okay, so here you can observe that who reduce the biochemical oxygen demand of the sewage, then the answer is that of the bacteria and the fungi. So here is the second treatment, that is called as the secondary treatment. Actually it is a third treatment. First is primary, second is primary, third is secondary treatment, and now the fourth treatment, that is called as the tertiary treatment, in which we will observe the role of anaerobic microbes, because in the secondary treatment there is a role of aerobic microbes, while in the tertiary treatment there will be a role of the anaerobic microbes. So here the tertiary treatment. Tertiary treatment is there, and here you can form, it is also biological method, and here there is a, you can say that it is a biological method. So see here, secondary treatment is biological method, tertiary treatment is biological method, because both in this treatment is the role of microbes. So in the tertiary treatment, what will happen here, there is the role of anaerobic microbes. There is the role of anaerobic microbes. And in the tertiary treatment, what is there? That is called as sewage of the secondary treatment get transferred into a settling tank. Get transferred into a settling tank. Here, points I will write here. Bacterial flux get settled down. Bacterial flux get settled down. Then bacterial flux get sediment. See here. Bacterial flux get sediment, and it is called as activated sludge. It is called activated sludge. Small parts of this activated sludge again get transferred into the aeration tank. Small part. Okay, while large part of it get transferred into anaerobic sludge digester. See here, it is very interesting thing that the sewage from the secondary treatment get poured in a tank, that is called as a settling tank. In this settling tank, important things is carried out that bacterial flux, which is developed from in the secondary treatment, this bacterial flux gets sediment in that sewage. So such a sewage which has sedimentation of the bacterial flux is called as activated sludge. A small part of activated sludge is again transferred into the aeration tank, which is found in the secondary treatment, while the major part of this activated sludge is transferred into another tank, that is called as anaerobic sludge digester. In this anaerobic sludge digester, growth of the anaerobic sludge digester is the name of the tank where major portion of the activated sludge is transferred. In this anaerobic sludge digester, there is a growth of the anaerobic microbes, and these anaerobic microbes digest the flux which is present in that container, and during the digestion of that flux, they produce the gases like methane, CO2, H2S, and here you will find that these gases are formed during the digestion of this flux by this anaerobic microbes in this anaerobic sludge digester. And lastly, you can find that the last part of the sewage where the complete digestion of the flux by anaerobic bacteria takes place, that sewage gets chlorinated chlorine powder is added in that sewage and which will kill the pathogenic microbes, and that chlorinated water can be directly added into the water body. So students, see here in tertiary treatment you have to remember that why the activated sludge small part get poured into the aeration tank, because this small part of the activated sludge acts as a inoculum or acts as a starter which contain millions of the flocks which are very essential for the reduction of the BOD of the sewage water, and which is particularly carried out in the aeration tank in the secondary treatment. So here we have completed the part that is role of microbes in sewage treatment. But important thing how we can remember this, that is in the sewage treatment you have to study 4 treatment. First is the preliminary treatment in which screening and grit chamber will be there. In the screening there will be suspended soil matter can be removed, and in the grit chamber there will be removal of the coarse particles. Then the primary treatment is there. In the primary treatment there is a primary sludge will be there and primary aeration tank will be there. In the secondary treatment there will be the aeration tank and the activated sludge will be there. In the tertiary treatment there will be the settling tank and the anaerobic sludge digester is there. Okay, so role of aerobic microbes can be observed in the secondary treatment, while the role of anaerobic microbes will be observed in the tertiary treatment. So here we have completed the role of the sewage. Now in the next lecture again we will focus on the important points of this sewage treatment, that is which tank will be there in the primary, secondary, tertiary treatment, which inoculum or which the influence is found in this treatment. So here we will stop now, and in today's lecture we have completed the microbes in sewage treatment. The remaining part of it we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.